I want to show you guys this cool robot that I used to work with. It's a pipe cutter, and I've never seen nothing like this before until working at the shop. This was Park Lake Welding. I think I worked there for almost 2 years. It was a really cool place. They had a lot of cutting edge stuff. It's all first gen equipment. I'm going to kind of go through some of the other stuff. I guess a lot of it's like CNC stuff, kind of borderline robotics. If you ask me, it's also robotics. But this was a really cool piece of equipment. Again, I hadn't seen anything like this at all. It was the first like true sort of robot arm. Unfortunately, most of the robot arm is hidden behind the canopy here. This was the smoke extractor. And we'll have a little bit of a look at how this guy works. You programmed everything in CAD, and it would do all sorts of different geometry. This was just like a basic pipe that I was working with. This was the most common thing that I would build, different sizes, anywhere from 4-inch to 14-inch. These were irrigation risers. I did a ton of these. We would do the first weld in the rotisserie, and then I would do the second weld, horizontal metal core, 3 passes. And I love building these. I could build these for the rest of my life. I don't know what it is. I just love pipe welding. That was the biggest thing I miss about not working there anymore. Anyways, we'll get into this robot arm. It was a pretty cool piece of equipment. So it had, like, this is just scratching the surface on what it could do. These are saddles for making fence posts, or this might have actually been like cattle chutes. It can do T-branch. It could do any sort of cope that you could possibly imagine. And this is the fume extractor at the other end of the pipe. And it sat on these little rollers, and then that would orientate its position. And again, a lot of this stuff was first gen, so we had to do a lot of cheating with the dimensions. And it wasn't completely intuitive. A lot of the newer pipe cutters, from what I'm told, actually have clamps on one end. They don't really use these. They're not rolled by the roller that they sit on. They're actually rolled from a chuck on the end that keeps them more true. So there was a bit of fudging here and there. It still worked really well. It was really cool. You can see that nasty smoke coming out of this. This is old drill stem. It's pretty harsh stuff. I love this robot. It was pretty cool. So we'll get into some of the other stuff. This is all Park Lake. So this is actually one of their custom builds. This was essentially it's a CNC iron worker. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the iron worker itself in the shot, but this is the loading mechanism for the iron worker. And you could put angle iron in this. You could change over the flipper here to hold angle iron or flat iron. And it has all sorts of solenoids and motors, and has a little clamp on the end there and sensors. And it would chuck stuff up and push it through the iron worker. And you just stand back, and it would go through a program, all different sizes, and then just punch them through, and you just kind of collect them at the other end. Pretty cool stuff. This was also pretty much the identical machine. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of it, but this was the CNC, what do you call that, brake. I have operated CNC shear before, but I don't have a video of that. This is not me, but this is a video I found of a CNC brake in action. And this is the plasma table, again, at Park Lake there that we're using. Pretty big plasma table. Spent a lot of time pushing a lot of stuff through here. It's really good experience. There are all sorts of different programs, software for these. So even you could be the same brand, like this was Hypotherm. This could be the same brand plasma table, and it could have different software. And the software is actually very expensive for this stuff. So unfortunately, it was pretty uncommon software that I was using on this. I'm not going to be able to transfer that into probably most likely any other shop. But still, it's general, drafting and CAD and CNC stuff that you're working with. So a lot of it kind of will trace over, track over. And we'll see if we got anything else at the end of this video. I think that might be it. Oh, and then the sub-arc machine, which, I kind of classify that as a robot as well. I can't express how thrilled I've been over the last few years to get to work with a lot of this stuff. A lot of shops you work in, Here's going to be helmet down, building structural stuff, ladders, stairs, skids, whatever. I've got really lucky in the last few years. The first part of my career was a lot of that helmet down, just building drilling rigs and stuff like that, you know, tacking, fitting stuff together. Good experience. You're going to need that experience. But then super, super lucky, especially with the pipe welding. I never imagined how much I would actually enjoy pipe welding. I would love to further that in my career. This is the year when I'm going to be actually challenging my apprenticeship. I'm not going to go through the apprenticeship. I'm going to either challenge the apprenticeship this year, or I'm just not going to be a welder. So we're going to find that out pretty soon here. And hopefully that goes through, and maybe we can talk about a B pressure ticket and maybe start doing some real pipe welding. Anyways, thought that might be interesting for some of y'all, and we'll see you in the next video.